Come on in and meet the lady who once told her father when she was a little girl, "I want to be a movie star." Did you really say that?
Oh yeah, I told not only my daddy, I told I told everybody at school that I would be. Not I wanted to be, I would be. I'd be a singer and a movie star.
In that order.
And they all, pushed me down on the playground. That was the end of it. That was, oh yeah, okay.
Could anybody have envisioned that you would have a playing card character on one side of you and a Batman on the other at that time, though?
Never.
Could
Boy.
you have?
I have a lot of visions, but no, I couldn't either.
I mean, was there a moment on the set when you just suddenly sort of took stock of what was going on all around you and said, "Where am I?"
That was every day. That was every day, and especially when I got off the plane in London. I mean, I said, where are we? What are we doing? I was Dorothy in The Wizard of Oz during this whole filming. I really was. It was actually a great place to be, really special.
On the whole, was it also a good place to be one of the few women, at least that we see on screen, in what is seemingly a man's world there?
Right. Tim Burton calls it the Phantom of the Opera of the 80s, and believe you me, I felt like I was in the sewer half the time. I mean, no, it was like...
Paris catacombs.
No, it was like a surreal, or a surrealistic painting. It was like being a part of a fantasy that... but a very special place because Vicky was the light, I think, of the film. I think between the two, the evil and the dark, just the darkness of Batman, the darkness of the Joker. I think she was the light and the ground floor, so to speak. She was the reality. She was the one that could stand back with her bowl of popcorn and watch these little boys just go at it, and then all of a sudden
fruitcakes, I think, is the word.
Yeah, it's fruitcakes is exactly right. And then all of a sudden, then pull back and throw the popcorn bowl aside and then go for them and say, hey, snap out of it, enough of this crap, do you love me? Do you love me? And, and he says, no, I'm Batman. I think by the end of the movie, she didn't care whether he's Batman or not.
You said something very interesting, too, about your own feelings as Vicky Vale towards Bruce Wayne and Batman. As you fell in love with Bruce Wayne, the fact that he was a Batman was sort of insignificant after all.
Totally.
Yeah, I love this.
Totally, because... Totally, because, when we're after something in our lives, and especially love, infatuation, sex, they lead the world. I mean, they lead us. So, it's no different with Vicky Vale. I mean, she fell in love with Bruce Wayne, and, I don't care if he dresses up as Jack the Ripper and goes and whatever. It doesn't matter. By the end of the movie, I think she could care less about journalism. She could care less about bats. She could care less about the hoopla. She could care less. And so that's why it becomes unimportant.
You mean love conquers all, even the instincts of a news hound?
Absolutely. It's an old way to put it, but it's not. It lives forever.
Is it really true that the Caped Crusaders' clothing or something came off on you? Traces of the rubberized substance?
Yeah, yeah. It's just that Michael's outfit, it was so heavy and so hot, and it's, the heat. And there was a lot of heat on the set, and he was sweating half the time. He had to, the rubber itself was very black, and they had to spray it at times. It shined in certain ways, it would be offensive to the camera, whatever. So, therefore, they had to, mat it down with this black stuff, and it was all over me, all over him, all over...
What kind of remover must you use to...
I can't even remember what we used to get it off. I know it took a lot, it took something.
It'd be hard to have a clandestine affair with a character like that and it'd be so telltale.
I don't know. A little tough, but whoa. I don't know.
Could I switch gears just a minute and ask you a question that I hope won't be embarrassing to you, but the kind of beauty that you have and that some filmmakers have explored on screen, there's a kind of an otherworldly quality to films like Stepmothers and Alien and this one. When does that become a detriment or a drawback in getting roles, when you have a quality that can be tapped like that?
Right. I think I went through that when I first came to Hollywood because there are so many pretty girls and, attractive women, and I was much more determined to outdraw that attractiveness or outdo it or be better than the attractiveness. I really, I write. I have music in my life. I have film. That's all I was interested in. I didn't care about being people being judgmental toward me. So I really tried to block that out of my mind and just went for it. And that's what you have to do. And I really want what I want. And you know, I'm getting what I want. It's that simple. You know, I believe in that very strongly. So I didn't let that paralyze me. It could have, you're right, and it could have done damage, and it was a detriment to me. I had to go through this little change in my mind saying, rather than trying to hide it and wear big clothes and always pulling my hair back in a ponytail and everything, I said, Jesus, it's just me, man. What can I do? You know, because in the 70s when they were doing films, you know, when films were coming in the 70s and early 80s, and when I was really in Hollywood, and I came to Hollywood in the early 80s and started off, I mean, look at the women. I mean, they weren't that attractive women that were getting the big roles in town, you know, so you had to sort of dress up and look dumpy and pray. You know? Well, I said, after a while, I said, this is ridiculous. Accept yourself, Kim, and just go for it, man. So that's exactly what I've done.
And she did, and the little girl that wanted to become a movie star, Kim Basinger, did indeed do that.
Thank you a
Not
lot.
so many years later.
Thank you.
We were both in Hollywood talking about Batman. I'm John Tibbetts for KCTV5.